Hey guys, what's up? We are back here with another video today, and today I am doing my Baylor preview and predictions. So as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Help me reach 600 subscribers for the end of the summer as we are nearing August. Help me hit that goal. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions down below. I am getting back very soon from the farm, so I'll be able to answer all your comments once I get back. But don't worry about that. I will be back very soon and producing more content than ever, as all these videos from June and July are all pre-recorded. Make sure that you are subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I am sure we will have Scotty B, the Baylor fan, commenting on this one, telling me who and who not to look out for. So if you want a little bit more information coming from a Baylor fan, just look right down below. I'm sure Scotty has commented as the first comment there down. So Baylor starts off their season against Albany. This should not be a problem whatsoever. I have not even heard of this team really outside of, I think, basketball maybe. I didn't even know they had a football team, but they're the Great Danes. That's about all I know of them. I was going to do some research on them, but I'm like, it's not worth my time. So I have them winning this game here. Then they had to BYU to play the Cougars. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup, as BYU is a team that has played pretty consistently good under, I think it's Sataki. Coach Sataki is the BYU head coach. I could be saying that wrong, but I'm sorry if I am, if you're a BYU fan. I think that Baylor has the edge in this game, mainly because I believe in Dave Aranda a little bit more. But to be honest, I don't know the ins and outs of who's going to rise and who's not. I do believe that BYU does have some good pieces. I think Mitt Romney's 17 grandchildren are all on the team. They make up about a third of the roster. So maybe Mitt Romney's kids are able to help. But I don't know. That's just kind of a joke. But he has like 4 or 5 kids on the team, I think. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Baylor. But to be honest, this is a 50-50 game. I could see BYU winning this. I could see Baylor winning this. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win this. I just know it's going to be a fun game in Provo. Then you head back home to play Texas State, the Bobcats. This should be a win. Texas State is not very good at football, even though they're in the state of Texas. They're one of the worst teams in the country. I expect no issues here. They should get the W there. Then they head to Iowa State and Ames. I think that this is a loss. I think with Baylor probably being a top 20, top 15 team, I don't know what it is with Matt Campbell. He can never really truly fulfill a full season of goals, and he never can beat Iowa. But I think even though you have all those downgrades, I think that you still are able to win there. I think that Iowa State is going to get the win, for the main part being that they just upset teams. They're really good at upsetting teams, and if Baylor beats BYU, I expect them to be a top 15 team by that point in the season. So I definitely think it is possible that Baylor wins this game, but with it being at Ames, with Matt Campbell being the coach that Matt Campbell is, I have Baylor losing this game. Then you have a home game against the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. This is going to be a really interesting matchup. Oklahoma State lost their defensive coordinator, Jim Nolan, to Ohio State, which I think is kind of important because the big factor for Oklahoma State last year wasn't offense, as it usually is, it was defense. And they did lose quite a few defensive pieces. They lost some offensive pieces. I think that they may struggle a little bit this season. I think that they're one of the better teams in the Big 12. I think Mike Gundy is a good coach. But I think the problem for them is that I think Baylor is a little bit better of a team, more talented, more athletic, stuff like that. And I really like Dave Aranda's defense better than I do Oklahoma State. So, but again, it's another 50-50 game where it could really go either way. Main factors being I like Dave Aranda's defense better, and it's a home game for Baylor. Then you have your bye week before you head to West Virginia to play the Mountaineers. This is not as bad of a Mountaineer team as it was previously. West Virginia's gotten a little bit better. Their recruiting is better than it has been in the past couple of years, as the recruiting has improved a little bit. But this game is in Morgantown, and that's not particularly easy. But I'm going to give the win here to the Baylor Bears. I think that Baylor has the edge in this game. I think it's about a 60-40 game, and Baylor's advantage. With it being a road game, it's a little bit tougher, an environment that's tough. But at the same time, it's also in an environment in which I think Baylor will thrive, being one of the best teams in the Big 12. I really think that they are the dominant power at the moment, with Oklahoma being down, with Texas being down, stuff like that. I think that could be interesting. Then you have a home game against the Jayhawks of Kansas. I had this as a win. Though I really like Lance Leopold, I think that he is a good coach. I think that he is improving the roster and can get Kansas maybe 4 or 5 wins this season, which would be an improvement in a great year for Kansas. But I have them winning that game there. Then they have a road game against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I think that they win this game here. I'm not a big fan of Texas Tech at the moment. They've never really been great. Even with Cliff Kingsbury there, they were never really much better than 7-8 wins. That's about as good as they got. And they had Patrick Mahomes. And I get Patrick Mahomes as a raw prospect. And it took Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and Matt Nagy and Alex Smith all to build him up. But at the same time, I just think that I think that it is a lot better. It is not a great organization. I think Baylor is a lot better. Then you have a road game against the Sooners. I went back and forth on this game, and I know I've given Baylor a lot of 50-50 games, but I trust Dave Aranda. I really think that Dave Aranda is a good coach, and I want to trust him. But I'll be honest, I really don't know a lot of these pieces. A lot of them are new pieces. You lost guys like J.T. Woods and Tyquan Thornton on the offensive end. You lose a lot of pieces on both ends and a lot of pieces that you really could use. But I have a little bit more issue with Oklahoma because I have no idea how good Brett Venables is as a head coach. No idea. Absolutely none. I think that you can check out my next video in a couple of days, in a week from today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll figure out that. I have absolutely no idea what Brett Venables is going to be. The team was decimated by transfers and NFL draft and all sorts of stuff. So I can't even trust that they're fully there yet either. So, I don't know what to say. So I'm going to give the win to Dave Aranda. Dave Aranda showed last year he's a good head coach, and I think that he's going to be continually a good head coach. Then they have 2 more home games before they end out the season on the road at Texas. Their first one of the home games is a home game against Kansas State. I have this as a win. I think Chris Klieman is a good head coach at Kansas State, and I think he is going to be not on the level of Bill Snyder, but I think that he is a good head coach, and don't let anybody tell you that Kansas State is returning to a terrible, terrible team. It was the Rutgers. It was the Kansas. It was like Vanderbilt. They won 2 games, 1 game every season before Bill Snyder. They're still winning 6, 7, 8 games with Chris Klieman, so I don't get the point of them saying, oh, they're awful now. Either way, that's me just blabbering about some stupid people. Then you have a home game against your in-state rivals in TCU. I have this as a win here. I think the Horned Frogs, I think that it's a good hire in Sonny Dykes, the former SMU head coach. But the problem that I have with it is with where Gary Patterson left it, it was in a rough place. It wasn't on the rise. They didn't have a rising quarterback or anything like that. So I think Baylor is the better team. Then, finally, they have a road game against Texas. This is going to be a massive matchup. This could be a repeat matchup the following week, with it being a conference championship game matchup, maybe, if everything goes according to the plan that I have Baylor going. And I won't spoil what I have for Texas, but it could be a possible repeat matchup. With this game being at Austin, it was a really tough decision. But again, the same reason why I chose Dave Aranda and Baylor over Oklahoma, I'm going to choose Dave Aranda and Baylor over Texas. Steve Sarkisian, I have no idea. Quinn Ewers, I have no idea. I think they're both talented and could be really good. The problem is that I have no idea, and they've shown me nothing other than Steve Sarkisian blows leads to Kansas. And when you give me that, it's hard to go off of and say you're going to win. So even though I think Texas could maybe win 7-8 games this year, I don't think that they're a better team than Baylor and where Dave Aranda is leading his program. So I'm going to pick Dave Aranda and Baylor. So, Scotty B, I'm sure you enjoyed that 11-run record. So make sure you hit the playlist in the video down below right here. And hit the subscribe button up here. Come on, Baylor fans. I picked you to go to 11-1. Hit that subscribe button. Help a Notre Dame fan out. And as always, have a great day. Bye.